Hi guys. So courtesy of the hard work of the legendary data miner Otriux, we have the full abilities breakdown for Stealth Suit Spider-Man in Marvel Contest of Champions. So he's basically the new character coming over uh, next month. Okay, we, we we're basing this on a 565 5-star. So he has a PI of 10,640, a health pool of 24,387, an attack of 2,595. Okay, so his signature ability, Shield Enhanced Spider. So basically here, he is dupe level 200. His abilities, he has pre-fight ability, similar to Invisible Woman and Human Torch. He has evade, enervate, and he has a slow debuff. Now we go to his synergies. Stark Intership with Infinity Man Iron Man. Infinity War Iron Man. So for Spider-Man Stealth Suit, slowed opponents also have the ability accuracy of shock and incinerate effects reduced by 100. What? Slowed opponents have the ability accuracy of incinerate and shock reduced. Oh, so your opponent, if you inflict a slow debuff to your opponent, you reduce their shock and incinerate ability. Okay, you reduce their shock and incinerate ability by 100%. So a counter to Mephisto and shock, a counter to Nebula and Thor Ragnarok. And for Iron Man Infinity War, the duration of incinerate and plasma effects is increased by 50%. So it's pretty awesome for Infinity Man Iron Man, which increases the duration of his incinerate and plasma debuffs. Okay, so Spider-Man in black with Spider-Man Miles Morales and Symbiote Spider-Man. So Stealth Suit Spider-Man plus 100% evade ability accuracy against unblockable attacks while the opponent has a vulnerability debuff. So, okay. So when your opponent is inflicted by a vulnerability debuff, you have 100% chance to evade unblockable attacks. Cool. Pretty useful. Now it says here both the symbiote Spider-Man and Miles Morales evade does not trigger while blocking. Okay. For Miles Morales, Special 2 inflicts power sting for 8 seconds, dealing 100% of attack as direct damage when the opponent activates a special. Miles Morales buff. For Symbiote Spider-Man, heavy attack inflicts a vulnerability debuff for 9 seconds. So it's just Symbiote Spider-Man's heavy attack now not only inflicts armor break but also inflicts a vulnerability debuff. Nice buff to both of the Spider-Mans there. Now The one with Vulture, bad for business. For stealth suit Spider-Man, striking an enervated opponent deals 10% of the damage dealt as energy damage. Okay, so if you strike an enervated opponent, you deal ad- an additional 10% energy damage. Vulture, start the fight with a decoy buff, and Vulture sorry, Vulture, start the fight with a decoy buff, and Vulture stores 5 Chitari energy when striking an opponent suffering from Siphon Charge debuff. So an added Chitari energy for Vulture. The one with Electro, Culture Shock. So Stealth Suit Spider-Man increases the potency of Fury and precision effects that trigger while Spider Sense is active by 15%. So it increases his Fury and precision effects. For Electro, when one of Electro's stun abilities fail to trigger, he inflicts a shock debuff, instead dealing 40% of attack over 7 seconds. So when his stun fails to trigger, he now inflicts a stun debuff, a shock debuff, dealing 40% damage. Maybe an electro buff? Okay. So we go to his SIG ability. Shield Enhance Spider. Basically here it's dupe level 200. Increases the potency of Fury effects by 40%. So it increases his Fury effects by 40%, which is awesome. Increases his attack. His abilities, his passive, Spider-Man gains plus 1,400 critical rating versus Sinister 6 and Symbiote champions. So against Rhino, against Electro, and Symbiote champions like Venom, Carnage, and Symbiote Supreme. When a cartridge debuff is replaced, gain a Fury passive, increasing attack rating by 3,892 for 25 seconds. So he gains an added crit bonus against Symbiote's champions, and Sinister 6 boosts his attack. So when your web cartridge debuff is replaced, you gain a Fury passive, increasing your attack by 3,892 for 25 seconds. So, okay. Spider Sense. Spider-Man begins the fight with a Spider Sense charge, granting him a passive 70% chance to evade incoming basic attacks when not blocking. So, similar to Stark Spidey, he also has a, a burst of evasion. When Spider-Man evades an attack, Spider Sense goes on cooldown for 25 seconds. Okay, so every time he evades, it's on cooldown. I guess there's a timer. Dodging or evading incoming attacks, hits, pauses, fury, and precision passives for 3.5 seconds. Here we go. His pre-fight ability, shield web shooters. Spider-Man has one persistent charge, which can be consumed before the fight to load either a tranquilizer, web foam, or flashbang cartridge into his web shooters, only one type of cartridge may be loaded. So he has also a persistent charge mechanic, similar to um uh what's his face? Call Obsidian. Spider-Man starts the fight with 5 charges of his loaded web cartridge. So he starts the fight with 5 charges, okay? If no cartridge type is loaded, Spider-Man brings in flashbang web cartridge by default. Okay. I think it's his face, like Ronin. He has some stances. Spider-Man expands web cartridge charges, inflicting web cartridge debuffs when striking with light attack 4 or special 2. Okay. Oops. Okay. Oh, okay. 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 At the start of the fight, gain back 1 persistent charge if it was spent. So he basically gains his persistent charges over time when he loses it. Shield web cartridge debuffs. Tranquilizer. 100% chance to inflict enervate, preventing the opponent from gaining power when struck for 3.5 seconds. 3.7 seconds. So enervate. Enervate kind of like Spider-Gwen, okay? There's a power drain. Preventing them from gaining powers like power lock. Okay. So web pretty awesome. Web foam. 100% chance to inflict a slow debuff. Slow debuff counter to unstoppable, juggernaut, similar to Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk. Reducing the ability accuracy of unstoppable and evade effects by 100% for 12 seconds. Opponents with a natural class advantage cannot be slowed. If your opponent has a class advantage on you, you cannot inflict a slow debuff on them. Additionally, while the opponent is slowed, Spider-Man cannot miss. Cool. He goes unblockable when the opponent is slowed. Flash Bang. 100% chance to inflict a vulnerability debuff when attacking a vulnerable opponent, increasing your critical damage rating by 1181 and decrease the opponent's block proficiency for 50% for 12 seconds. So vulnerability debuff, we've seen that Invisible Woman. So it's kind of a mixture of Invisible Woman, Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk, and yeah, so maybe a hybrid of Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk and Invisible Woman. Anyways, Gwenpool also enervates the opponent, okay? So his specials. SP1 reactivates Spider Sense if it is on cooldown. There you go. If your Spider Sense is on cooldown, you spam your SP1. If Spider Sense is not on cooldown, gain a precision passive, increasing critical rating by 8,400 for 20 seconds. So when your Spider Sense is not on cooldown, you gain a precision passive, which will increase your critical rating for 8,400 for 20 seconds. Pretty awesome. SB2. The last 2 hits of this attack each expend a web cartridge charge to inflict a web cartridge debuff. These debuffs have plus 250% duration. Okay. The last two hits of the attack basically expends a web cartridge charge. He inflicts a web cartridge debuff. It's a brand new debuff. The duration increases lasts until a web cartridge debuff expires. Debuffs that are replaced do not expire. Okay. SP3. Gain back all spent web cartridge charges. So if you want to gain back your web cartridge charges, spam your SP3. Okay? Okay, we're done. Let me know let me know in the comment section below what do you think about Spider-Man stealth suit. Okay? I think he's pretty awesome. He's like a hybrid of Invisible Woman and Spider-Gwen and She-Hulk, you know. Please subscribe if you haven't already and leave a like if you would. Leave a like if you found this video helpful or you enjoyed this video, and take care.